So, I've been reviewing a lot of drippers lately. I've moved really heavy into dripping lately. I find myself dripping 80% of the time now versus I used to drip only 10% of the time. Today we're going to talk about something you guys, 99% of you have never heard of. They are going to be available. There's the first batch of 50 is already sold, but there's another batch of 250 that's going to be available here in a few weeks. So what we're going to talk about today is the Vaporized Nomad Mini RDA, and here we go. So, we'll start out with vape. I've got my Sanity juice in here, coming out next week. I actually made a new version that I put a little colada in that gives you that little cool mouthfeel. Some I'm really enjoying. I may release it as kind of as Cool Sanity or Sanity Cool or something. Really, really good. So, let's have a vape. I'm running this with on a Vapor Shark DNA 200. It is a 0.1 ohm coil at 94.7 watts. Of course, with the Scottish Roll Light Wick. As Rip Tripper would say, can it chuck? Well, sure it can chuck. All RDAs these days will chuck. There's some things that are a couple of things on it that are a little different. There's some things I like about it. There's some things I don't like about it, and I think that's par for the course. Overall, it's a damn good Addy. It performs really well. Let's take another vape, and then I'll kind of do the camera thingy. I'm not gonna go straight up close on it. I'm at the end of this damn bout of bronchitis, so we're almost there. So, let's come up close, have a little look-see. So, what you've got here is, it's short. I mean, if you know a Vapor Shark, it's a really short Addy. Like, let's compare it to the Fog Beast I had the other day. Quite a bit smaller. Well, just a little bit smaller. What else I got that's handy? If you've seen a fishbone, quite a bit smaller than a fishbone. Let's compare it to a tank. This is the Cleto tank. Quite a bit small, of course, that's a tank. So, some things about it that are maybe a little different. I've seen airflow done similar to this, but I haven't actually seen it done this well. It comes with two top caps. This one is serial number 3. It comes with two top caps. One is just a standard black cap, and these caps unscrew. So your standard chuff caps are not going to work with this. And the purpose of this is this threads onto here to hold this ring into place. This ring controls airflow in 3 other places at the top of the deck. So what I do is I line them up. Oh, and no, I'm sorry, 2 places on the deck. There's 3 notches, so you can do single coil or it's set up to do dual coil. So what I do is I line it up. That's single coil. I line it up to where I've got one, and it's just a little slit there. I've got one slit over that one and one slit over that one. I did not think that would do much for the airflow. I was actually very pleasantly surprised at how much extra airflow this thing has because of that. Because for me, I don't particularly, actually I gotta take this off for another reason. I don't particularly like a very resistive draw, and this is a little under my taste for resistant. But I mean, I like free breathing on a dripper. It's definitely, and I'll give it a pull here so you can see, and then I'll take this damn thing off again. I mean, there's plenty of airflow. So that's how the secondary airflow works. It's just the vertical in and down, straight onto your coils. So now the other one is just kind of your standard. Let me get it off. Oh, I guess I did take it off this way. Well, it's on there. The other one is just your ring. Now, when I first got mine, my ring would go on here and it was free spinning. So you actually have to give it a little bit of pinch, and once you've given it that pinch, then it'll sit on there with plenty of resistance that you can still turn it, but it doesn't free spin. I would say for me, that's the only part that I don't like about the Addy. And I talked to Adam, the manufacturer of this, and asked him kind of why he did it that way. And he said that he did not want that center ring to have any kind of threading on it. And so it was kind of a compromise. It's not inconvenient. I got it, I pinched it, and now it works perfect. The deck is pretty simple. It's just your standard 3-post deck. Can I get any more focus out of this? It's just your standard 3-post deck. I think I've got a 7 wrap with some 20 gauge in there. And it's got flatheads on the positive and negatives. It's a very shallow deck, but I still get a good 7 pulls out of it. Where, you know, on the bigger, fatter, really deep ones, I can get maybe 10. 7 pulls out of a shorty is I think is pretty damn impressive. I have had an issue where when unscrewing it, I would unscrew it too far and the screw would come out, but that's perfectly normal. I discussed it with him, and I think in revision 2 he's actually going to use a Phillip that's got a full slit on one side, so you can use Phillip or flathead. But other than that, you know, there's really not a whole lot to say about it. The juice well is probably 2 millimeters deep. But you know, my favorite thing, and I'm really on this trend of being able to get my coil low. You can build this high or low. Because there's plenty of room in the top cap to be able to have a higher build with cotton dropping down. I don't have any problems with it leaking. The O-ring at the bottom does a good job. But the 2 top caps, that's what we was going to talk about. So you've got the one, it's just your standard black chuff cap that screws in, and when you screw it in, that's what locks that tight other ring down. The other one has a juice guard on it, or a spit guard on it. I know that they're going to be producing these in other colors. It comes with the green and the black, and like I said, they definitely had other colors planned. Oh, let me put my top ring back on. So when I put my top ring back on, I'm just going to make sure that I line up both of these little slits. I know you probably can't see them on camera. I've got a slit over this hole and a slit over this hole. Once I've lined that up, I'm going to take my cap. I'm going to screw it on. And now she's not going anywhere. Now once you get it tight, you do have enough resistance that you can turn that airflow to adjust it. And we'll back up and give her a drip. Focus. There's our focus. Okay, where did my juice go? Don't know. So this time we'll go back with the 1810 Utopia. It's that cranberry sweet tart thing that I was telling you guys about the other day. With this, I have no issues with just kind of boop right down the middle. Does a good job. That well is deep enough that it holds what I put in there, and off we go. It's a good little performer, and I've had other shorties that I had huge spit problems with, and I'm not having as bad of a spitty problem with this. So it works really well. It's not my favorite dripper. I'm really into the Lancelot the Gladius right now. But I find myself using it quite a bit because it is just small and sexy, and it's just a great vape. I had to confiscate it from my wife because she's actually stole this from me. Retail on these are $89 or $89.95. And again, there's a batch of 250 coming, so if you want one, I'll have the website down in the description. Also, I'm good friends with the guys. Their shop's only a mile down the road. If you want to send me a message, I'm happy to help broker a deal on them. I get no commissions or anything on this. It's just helping out a friend. It's a good Addy. You know, as far as innovation, I don't know if there's anything really innovative in it. But I know it's a great performer, I know it's a nice little sexy Addy, and I know that I'm not having the spitting problems that I usually have with the shorter Addies. So, one more vape, and we'll call that a video. It's Jamie J.C. West. Remember, we vape, we vote. That's what I got. See you again next time.